So manifestation has been a part of my life for about, I would say, really deeply 2 years now. And it
Yeah.
started with my gratitude book. And it is a way of creating whatever you want in your life through the power of your thoughts and your beliefs. And of course, tapping into your subconscious and your own energy. So, my biggest manifestations were two checks for $53,000 each, um, a soulmate, my dream home that I am recording this video in right now across the ocean, in the beautiful luxury building, and many other things. But most recently, one of the biggest and kind of quickest to happen was me winning the Ms. Hawaii crown and title in the end of June.
Amazing. So many great manifestations, and I think it's time. Maybe once in a while we'll call you know Queen here, just to show respect. It's-
Yes, you should
and-
should regard me as your majesty, of course.
yeah, My Majesty. So, My Majesty, manifestation is such a big word, and somehow it sounds woo woo, and people think all the time is like, oh, what is actually going on there? I can't really like grasp it. Is it woo woo?
It's a little woo woo, but I love
Yeah.
being woo.
And
There's definitely a spiritual and an energetic component to it that if you're just living here as 3D matter, you're not going to be able to tap into the power and the energy that draws your manifestations to you.
yeah. And what I find so interesting is that we've been talking recently a bit because you went on a retreat and you did a lot of manifestations. And the interesting thing is that I think it's exactly also what I love the most. It's like combining science and spirituality, and then meeting just in this word basically, but making magic happen. Because what I think is sometimes, you know, I'm going back to Bali, and this is where we met. And what we have in Bali, that's Ubud, and some people call the people like the Ubudians. And then we have Canggu, and then we have people, yeah, who are more like partying and all this stuff. And then Ubud are more people who are just very spiritual. And I think the best thing is if we can meet in the middle. And also, as you're also an entrepreneur, it's good to be like a conscious spiritual entrepreneur where we get the best of both worlds, right? To be somehow yeah, like connected and tap into all the magic which is here, but also, yeah, create in the real world and not just, yeah, float up in the air somewhere.
Yeah, that's actually
And the
a big part of the reading I had with Natalie right before you and I met. And it was that I was so off on the clouds. I was floating up in the sky and I needed to come back and integrate this spiritual experience into planet Earth, into my human body, and share the magic with the 3D world. So I think, yeah, we're in the 3D right now where we're conversing. At least I think we are. Who knows? Maybe this is just a creation of my imagination too. Um, but yeah, you tap into the spiritual side and higher self and higher powers and energy, and then you draw that in and bring it into this 3D world, and then that's where you're able to create whatever you want. And I would also like to point out that we met in Uluwatu, not Ubud.
That's true. But we met on Bali, that's what I said. And then there are
Yeah,
two people
I
in
said Ubud. I was like, no, we did it, even though we both came. Or no, you were in Chingu. I don't know.
no, no, I'm just saying that in Bali, if you ever have been to Bali, someone who's maybe listened to it later, then you know that Ubud is a very special place, and also Canggu is a very special place. It's very different energy, very different people usually, often, and then also Uluwatu, also a different place, which is more surfer. But anyways, yeah, the reason why this call actually got we started it is because I'm now. Let's start there. You onboarded me to gratitude, and
I'm grateful
honestly,
for gratitude.
and since you've done that, I passed on the favor and also onboarded many other people on gratitude and recommended this book to many people, just like from random people, like a woman on at a shop at the airport where I bought nice sunglasses, and because she was so nice, I wanted to give her like a gift and recommended her the book, and like really random people as well, just spreading the joy and the word, and also manifestation because um yeah, recently I'm diving more into this topic specifically, and you said, "Oh, we gotta like bust your limiting beliefs regarding manifestations," and I'm so curious, yeah, about how we can bust them.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what you said specifically. I just feel like because of course you know a lot of the stuff on the high level, but
Yeah.
it's like words that you're using, right? Carry energy and intention. And I'm trying to remember what you said that made me think like there's something that's. Can I go back to our
Oh,
message?
I know what I said. I know what I said. So I was sharing with you a very short. So I have a time frame for a money goal, which is very short, and in the 3D world, people would say that's impossible. And after I shared that with you, you said, it's definitely possible, and we need to like shift your limiting beliefs around manifestation.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
okay, so in the quantum field where you create from, there is no time and space. It's
Mhm.
not linear like it is here in the 3D. So 6 months might seem whatever short to you. Everything's there. Everything's happening all at once in the quantum field. So again, going back to creating from the void, that's when you're in the quantum field. That's when you're connected to source, love, divinity, right? All that is. When you're connected to that, the frequency is so high that instead of being waves of energy, it's like a straight line. And you're on a plane where you can create from. So it doesn't matter about time. It doesn't don't even think about time. It's not a concept there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think like this I don't know. I mean, I'm not in your head, so I don't know how you meditate, but for me, I've learned a lot more about meditation just from this Dr. Joe retreat. And there's also a big component to taking the time in the 3D to lose yourself and fully get out of your head, right? When you meditate. And that's not going to happen in 10 or 15 minutes in a meditation, but it can in like, I'm not saying it can't, but it's going to happen in like an hour. And then that's where you can create really, really big changes really quickly. For example, the fact that I was able to cure my insomnia like that in one
Which is
meditation for over 20. That's another manifestation that's been on my life vision board to sleep like a normal human. And after 20 years of not doing it, it happens like that. And I felt the energetic shift in my body the moment that it happened.
wow.
Because there's a possibility, there's every infinite possibility in the quantum field, right? In the void where creation is. So all you have to do is find that frequency and tap into it. It's already there. It already exists. So you're already a millionaire. It's not I want to be a millionaire. It's not if you're reaching for something, this okay, here, you're getting me on the right track now. If you're reaching, chase, you're separate from it. You're not
Yeah.
separate from it. You're one.
Yeah.
We're all
Yeah.
connected. We're all connected to each other. It's all one divine field that we're a part of. And but if you're thinking about it and reaching and saying, I want that, I want that, I want that, you're actually pushing it farther away because you're showing separate and your
Yeah.
emotions, the signal you're sending into the energy field is I don't have that. It's coming from a mindset almost of I don't have that, so I want it. It's a lack rather than an elevated emotion.
Yesterday, I saw a video from Rhonda Byrne, the author of The Magic, and she had a really amazing, yeah, just really applicable, quick habit in terms of that. So, and since yesterday, I'm using it and just trying this out. So it works like this. Every time when I think or I see something in the 3D world which is not aligned to what I want to create, and maybe I think like, oh yeah, I can't afford that. Like really, like let's take money as an example. I can't afford that. Then just like cancel that out and three times say, I can afford that. I can afford that. That I absolutely can afford that. And really like feel it and be in there. Because I think it's a big mind game, right? And it's also a big feeling game. Because this is one of the things which never really landed for me years ago, and what I also think why I also think that affirmations don't really work, because most people just say them from their head. They're not really embodying the whole thing. And this is the way how we actually are not manifesting as fast as we could, because things just take so much longer to land in our consciousness and our whole system and to raise our vibration. So
Well,
in terms of
sorry.
yeah.
I was gonna because if you're like in the conscious mind, you're matter trying to change matter, and that does
Yeah.
take your time for things. That means like if you want to make money, you got to go to a job, you got to do this. If you're in awareness, if you're consciousness, if you're in the quantum field, your energy changing matter. Matter is too dense. Energy is a frequency. It's part of it's 99% of it's invisible.
Crazy. You just said that energy is changing energy, and we kind of need to lose time to choose time. That's how I say it now. We
Like
need to lose ourselves in time so that we, yeah, kind of like also make things in a timeless matter true. It's amazing. I'm now trying to grasp it a little bit more, because um what I'm getting is more it is. So what I've done a couple of days ago, and probably this is exactly or maybe partly what you mean, and then we can bust a little bit of limiting beliefs and all this stuff. So what I was thinking is, so I saw my vision board, and just consciously I could feel that it's not really in me, because I don't look at it that often, but it's more a thing, right? So, and then I started like an embodiment practice, which I just came up intuitively to really just feel it and embody it, right? And part of this was also then finding the frequency probably in the void or in the universe where where already all of this is true. And not only one thing, but like all of this is already true. And then connecting with the frequency of this, yeah, person who's here right now still, or if you say it like this, right? Connecting with it and somehow bringing it into the here and now. Sounds a little bit heady, but do I get it right? Do I get it right
yeah,
somehow? Yeah?
it doesn't sound head. Like I said, in God, all the universe, whatever, there's no separation and you're not separate from it. So
Yeah.
yeah, you're already that. We're all part of the creator. We're consciousness living out, different variations of ourselves. So yeah, it's all about like you go in the void, you lose yourself completely, yes, like you did into your bubble, and then you detach from your personality, everything you know, and then you're floating around in that field. And then what you do, as the way Dr. Joe really teaches it, oh my God, the phone just took a flip. Doing match. Uh, so what you do is the biggest two centers, energy centers too. Of course, you have to be out of survival mode. You have to be comfortable, relaxed, and it's tuning into your heart and your brain. So those are the two big energy centers where you make creations from, right? Magic. So you need a coherent heart and a coherent brain. And the brain is what sends out the thought and the intention and the signal. It's like, what do you want to call it? Like the Wi-Fi generator, I think he compares it to. Like the router, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So if you want, I don't know, you want to make $1 million next year or this year, or you want to be a millionaire right now, whatever, billionaire, then that's the idea. That's the thought. That's the feeling. That's what you're sending out into the field, right? That's what you're putting your intention out there. And then how do you bring that to you with your coherent heart? So you go from idea to then shift it. First you're in the void, then you are lost already. Then you bring the introduce the idea when you're in your subconscious and you're in let's see, your brain waves move from beta to alpha to theta, right? So you're in the waves. You know, you have to
Yeah.
know that it's like that. You're in the waves. Your
Like a
brain
little
waves
ecstatic dance
down
going on here.
and your autonomic nervous system is calm, and then you draw it in with your coherent heart. So that's an elevated emotion like gratitude, love, awe, abundance, whatever it is. So the brain and the coherent brain sends the intention out. The coherent heart, the feeling, draws it in. And the stronger you can feel that feeling and be in that frequency of who you are, all of those things, the quicker you can draw it in, the closer you are to source, the more infinite, well, there can't be more infinite, I guess. The easier it is for any one of those infinite possibilities to come to you, because in the quantum field, matter and particles, they move around erratic and crazy, and you don't know which one you're going to latch onto. And that's also the beauty of is not putting a time frame on things, because if once you put a time frame, you're coming back to matter, to 3D, to linear time.
Mm.
It's more like you just don't know when it's coming, you don't know which way it's going to get, you don't know specifically the time, but there's all these crazy possibilities out there, and what the universe will figure out which one of those is right for you. But if you can feel it in your heart, in your body, and you can feel the emotions of everything, like inside your head when you're meditating, your eyes are closed. You're not just visualizing yourself being that person, you're feeling it. What kind of clothes are you going to wear? How are they going to feel on your skin? What are you going to be thinking? What are you going to be saying? Are you going to be hot? Are you going to be cold? Like, and that inner world picture can become so much greater than the outer world, that it creates that experience in your outer world by having a full, just like sensory experience on the internal.
Yeah. That's an freaking S bomb. You dropped a couple of ones here, actually. So I'm summarizing for myself, and also I'm writing down here on my iPad, just to have a good summary for myself. So let's say, in my own words, the more we can let go of 3D concepts, like how and when and who and maybe what and all this stuff, the better we can manifest, because then we tap into the unlimited potential and unlimited possibility, which is the void, also, if I get it right.
Yeah,
And
your
then,
awareness
yeah.
out of the void, everything, anything you want to call it.
So maybe we can coin a term now, something like I don't know, like maybe something will come up, but it's more it's exactly the opposite from like smart goals, for example. Smart goals are so 3D. Do you know
What's
smart goals?
uh-uh.
Smart goals is like what does it stand for? Specific, then time bound, measurable, attainable, and then the last one is, I thought it's challenging, but doesn't match up. But so this is how like scientists kind of came up with how you should define a really good goal. So it has to be at a specific time. It has to be like challenging and all this kind of things. And if it is, then also science shows that it's easier for us to achieve those kind of things. But the interesting thing is that's really 3D goal setting. It's like crazy 3D goal setting, and it works. Of course, it works. I mean, I've also been working with it a long time, and many people all over the world work with it, and there are studies and all this stuff. But still, then we are tapping into like Chronos and not Kairos, because maybe people didn't hear the terms. Chronos is like the normal 3D time we have, like minutes and seconds and yeah, just like the normal time, like next week, whatever dates. And Kairos is also like divine timing, which is not
Makes sense.
necessarily.
Never heard that either.
Oh, really? Nice. Then
Yeah,
we're learning something new.
I
Well,
love it.
yeah. So Kairos is more like divine timing, and it's more that you just feel, now is the right time. Because maybe you can also compare it to regular things where sometimes you know you want to do something, but you also know it's not the right time. It's just not the right time right now. And then at some point, it's like, oh, now I have my energy behind it. Now I can go. And
Mm-hmm.
this is also Kairos, right? And I think it's very aligned to maybe it's called Kairos goal setting or something. Oh yeah, this sounds cool. Something like this. 5D Kairos goal setting. I don't know.
Write that down. Business.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with scientists are there was a split back in like I want to say when like Newtonian physics started coming out. There I actually researched a lot about this when I got back from Dr. Joe. And the scientists and there was like science and church that got separated to make it
Yeah.
make more sense back at the time that it happened, right? But then the church took all the spirituality side and the mystical, and the science took all the numbers, the concrete, the proving. But when you combine the two, that's quantum physics because there's a lot of belief and things, the unseen that's in quantum physics and the randomness principles, and that's like where traditional science, like what you're saying about those goal setting, it can work, yes, but then you are bound by linear space and time and
Yeah.
matter and the human experience. But when you're in the quantum, when you have the belief in miracles, then you tap into miracles, the unexpected, the randomness, the infinite possibilities, the whatever, whatever else is out there.
I have no idea if I'm saying this right now, but I'm remembering for myself now quantum physics as a combination between matter and miracles.
Yeah.
So just because I'm trying always to simplify things a little bit, because I'm also very good in making things complicated and build huge models and things and this and this and this and this. But I know that simplicity is power, and also it's easier to remember. So for myself now, quantum physics is matter and miracles. Maybe that's a cool thing. Um,
Yeah.
or combining those. Okay.
And if you would like, I can give you my Ms. Hawaii example on how I tuned into that.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay. So basically, all the stuff that we're talking about is the things that I was studying with the retreat leading up to the pageant.
Yeah.
So for me, I was doing these meditations. I was going into the void. I was losing myself. I was already balancing all my own energy centers. And then I decided to play with the idea of me winning the pageant. How would that look? I pictured myself in the dress that I'm going to be wearing on stage. I pictured them calling my name out and putting the crown on my head and feeling that, right? And then my friends that would be there yelling for me in the crowd.
Yeah.
And how I would feel in my body standing up there. And I think for me, the biggest thing that helped me like draw that feeling in was because for me, it felt like a moment of, okay, this is me stepping into my divine feminine and this crown and where I am walking on this stage. I even visualized it just as like, no matter what happens, I'm owning all these things I've become, all this healing I've done the last year, this new woman that I'm stepping into. And that was like a proud feeling no matter what. And that was what really sunk with me. Like I was in my bed meditating with a blindfold on, and I was crying as if the crown had been placed on my head and it happened, and I had already won it. And that happened in several of my meditations, and I was just felt so proud of myself for not even winning the crown, but how far that I've come in my life and the
Yeah.
accomplishments and the journey. And it was an elevated emotion, right? Like I was crying tears of joy as if it really happened already. So that
Yeah.
is the way to create that experience in real life. And then of course I think I showed you the AI photos I did that helped me like really visualize what it would look like on stage and
I
tap
even put
into.
it here on the put it on here that we can show it. It's amazing. I was like, what the fuck? Look at this. Here it is. So this is the I version, right?
Uh-huh.
And this is you on the stage.
That's me.
Isn't it? Isn't it? I think it's so crazy because look, it looks so similar. It looks so similar.
It's
Even the,
wild. I was
even
kind of
the,
shocked myself when I saw them back to back.
yeah. Did you know before which kind of earrings and stuff you were wearing? Did you know everything of this exactly already?
I was wearing a sparkly black dress. So I told AI, put a picture of me winning Ms. Hawaii with a Ms. Hawaii sash and a sparkly black dress. That's all I. And actually, the earrings look almost exactly like it. And I didn't tell them
Yeah,
what.
they do. They look very similar. It's
Yeah,
like
it's sad I didn't tell them. It was just me winning Miss Hawaii at the beauty pageant in this dress. That's it.
so funny. It's
But
so
they knew.
funny. Yeah.
But actually, another component to this story that I also think is important, and I just was telling a friend about this earlier, and maybe this is where I address this time thing with you too. Um, I think like don't put so much weight on the outcome either of anything you're trying to manifest. So my friend is competing in a bodybuilding competition, and he was like going to work out after this photo shoot that we just did, and was like, oh man, I am really tired. I don't really want to go work out, but I have to because I'm getting on stage in a few months. And then he was like, but it'll all be worth it if I win. And then I stopped him and I said, wait, let's rewind that because that's fine. Yes, you want to win. Yes, you want to put, but if it's only going to be worth it if you win, I don't want to say you're setting yourself up for failure, but that just takes away from the entire experience. It's not about the end destination, it's about the journey. So if you are only
Yeah.
going to be happy if you like, there's other competitors there, and maybe that's not the path the universe has for you. Maybe there's something way bigger and better. So I told him, like, enjoy the whole process and know that, like, look how much your body has changed and how good you feel about yourself, regardless of the outcome. And
Yeah.
that for me is something that I did even outside of my meditations. I had some times where I was saying the same thing, where I was like, oh, well, I better win because I put all this time, money, and energy into, and I caught myself, and because I'm very conscious and aware, right? And I try to be aware of even my 3D life. I was like, wait, is that really true? Am I going to be like, was this all a waste of time if I don't win? Which
Yeah.
a past version of me, it would have been that way. It would, if I didn't win, I would have been so upset. I would have cried. What does that draw? Nothing good. But I checked myself and I really sat there and was like, wait, do I really have to win for this to be worth it? And then I was like, what happens if I don't? And I was like, you know what? I actually don't care. Because it really doesn't matter. It is a beauty pageant. My life is still beautiful and amazing, and I'm still this person walking on stage that has all these things and more with or without her. Like, I don't need
Yeah.
somebody else to tell me that I'm the queen. I'm the queen. Like, I'm the queen of my world. And I think that having almost that little bit of detachment from it, not so attached, the more you latch on, the more you like squeeze something to death. It was just, it opened
Yeah.
up the universe to be like, it took the stress even out of my body. Like when I walked on stage, I felt confident. Where it wasn't like, I need to put on an act and perform out here.
Makes
So
so
I
much
think,
sense.
yeah, like time restrictions on things too. Dr. Joe teaches you not to. You can't, like, you're not supposed to have a set time because, again, then it's not random. It's not in that field of randomness. Like you really want to step into the unknown and embrace the unknown as much as possible.
Yeah. honestly, um, with don't put a time frame, don't don't try to, yeah, control the how. That's okay. I think this is for me really easily, I can really easily do that. But not put weight on the outcome, that's a tricky one for me right now. Because if I'm thinking about this, of course, I can also say, okay, what happens if it doesn't happen? It's not the end of the world. But still, why, if that's true, why am I actually still putting the time and effort in there to then always manifest it and feel it? And somehow, I don't know exactly, maybe I could tune into it a little bit more, but somehow gives me maybe it's still the need to control. Mm, yeah, probably the mind sometimes gives us the illusion that if we latch onto something, if we hang on to something, then we're gonna achieve it somehow, and that we need to control in a way, because, or also if we achieve, hmm, I'm getting tripped up here a little bit, but maybe it's still part of controlling. It's still part of controlling life and not
It's
trusting
all,
that.
all ego and in the mind. If like I
Yeah,
said, if you take that example that I just gave, like really, if I didn't win, I would, yeah, sure, I'm a human. I would have been upset in the moment, right? I wouldn't, but then the next day, 2 days, I would literally just go back to my exact, like, you know what I mean? It's not like this. What? Then I don't have to dress up and go on these beauty paths. Like I go back into hiking in the woods, and who cares if I'm not Miss Hawaii? You know, like I guess it depends what you're trying to manifest. But is any of it really life or death or no? Like you're always going to get what you need in the end. You're going to get what's supposed to happen for you. You're going to get what you need, and you can't see it from the bigger picture when you're that zoomed in.
yeah.
It's
It's,
the mind and creating that illusion.
I just had a thought which was relevant, and now it's gone. But we always get what we need to get, right? Um, it was about. It was shit. Um, Trust. Don't let ego in there. Um, okay, maybe it comes back later. Maybe it comes back
Okay,
later.
so I have one other thing that I just thought of. If if you know everything else we just discussed, that everything is a possibility, any single thing you can think, if you can think of it, it's possible. Then you
Yeah,
know that it's there. You know that whatever this thing is, it's going to happen.
yeah,
It is happening. It's happening somewhere. Maybe not right here, right now, in this second, but you're that in some alternate reality. It's just about finding it.
yeah. Not even finding it. As I understand it, it's more about, right? It's not about finding, it's more about letting it find you, kind of.
Exactly.
Like getting found. I don't know if you can say this, but yeah. Same with love, right? With love. When do we find love? Often when it's the least expected. And when we're not on the lookout. And there's one quote that's I don't quote quotes or cite quotes a lot, but this is a really big one. I love that one. So that's like, never go in search of love, go in search of life, and you will find the love you seek.
Oh yeah.
And yeah. So, and I think this holds so much truth, and also probably in the context of manifestation, because in just enjoying the process, like go in search of life, like enjoy the process, just do what you want, just like flow, and then everything will just come. It's like a manifestation quote, just specifically tailored to love. So good. And also, it makes so much sense because if it's true, and it is true, that we are always attracting what is on our frequency, So getting the relationship we want while we are in this, oh yeah, I need to, like, in this chasing energy, is not the kind of relationship. It's a very different one, for example, from the one which we can attract when we are on the level of, oh, I'm just living life, enjoying life. So what a
Mm.
different quality is that? And I was not doing like this because many people know the levels of consciousness by Hawkins, and it makes it such a yeah, it probably it's not. It's also it puts too much like says is good or bad. Good or bad is also one of the things which make manifestation harder, right? Because we're always judging and saying like, oh yeah, this is good, this is bad, and all this stuff. Um, but yeah, I just mean in terms of frequency, and we take this model, then vibing on a higher level attracts vibe
I,
on a higher level.
it's true.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm not going on my own things. Did you want to share something about this process? Um, I think I cut off a thought maybe.
No, I think we're good.
Okay. Okay, so we're coming from Kairos goal setting, and not putting part of this is also no weight on the outcome or like detachment. And yeah, everything is possible, so also this is possible. And also nothing would happen. I could still, oh, that's one thing I learned from a friend. Um, it's a really good one. Could I still love myself if I don't achieve the goal? Such an amazing question. Could I still love myself if I don't achieve this goal? And when I feel into this now, 100%. 100%. There you go.
Exactly. There
Could
you
I
go.
feel and let's take let's put in an elevated emotion, like all of them. Could I still feel grateful if I don't achieve this goal? For sure. Could I still feel abundant if I don't feel this goal, achieve this goal? 100%. Because abundance is also this is one of the main things I also learned in terms of creating abundance. I always thought it's a money thing, but maybe it's also because I'm not like a native speaker and I have a cute accent and I don't even know the and I don't um I didn't
Uh,
learn the language in a way a native speaker did, and I thought abundance is a word which describes having a lot of money. But then I realized abundance is a word which describes abundance, like overflow in every area of life. Can be abundant of health, love, money, everything. So, and this is also very subtle distinction, or maybe even not so subtle distinction, which makes a big difference because otherwise it's also so limited on a specific area instead of just realizing like this whole interconnectedness and wholeness of life.
yeah, I think it's a common misconception, like that
Yeah.
people think
Okay.
means, yeah, wealth, but it doesn't. Yeah, you can be abundant in friendships. You can be
Yeah.
abundant in,
Experiences.
yeah,
Everything.
love, like whatever,
Yeah.
anything.
So yeah, that's a big one. Um, I would love to jump back in because we're coming here from the example of how did you actually manifest being Mr. Y, and we're going through the process of how you did this. And I have so I'm going through it again now, and then I have a question for detail. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So lose yourself completely somehow, or maybe it starts even before. um Oh no. Okay. Lose yourself completely because you said like no time, no one, no space. I need to write that down somehow. But okay.
Just
This is
this
like
when you're meditating, Like you're not just losing yourself in everyday life, to be clear.
Say it again.
I said when you're meditating, it's not you're not just losing yourself in everyday life.
So what you mean is, yeah, just also detach. Yeah, don't lose yourself in, okay, hey, I need to buy groceries later, but more lose also like ego and identity, just kind of tap into consciousness, right?
Hmm. Connected, yeah.
Connected? How do you mean that?
So lose yourself, like you're connected to everything. So if you become nothing, not yourself, not your body, not your mind, not your thoughts, your consciousness, your everything.
Mm,
So I'm
got
like
it.
before dropping in to a meditation. That's how you like really start it. You put
Got
more
it.
less attention on you, yourself and matter, and more attention on space, infinite void, and then you're connected
Yeah.
to source, connected to everything, connected to all that is.
And I know what you mean. That's the feeling of being connected with everything. So it's just, do I see myself as like an individual which is walking around here in the 3D world, or do I realize that I'm actually connected with everything on an energetic level? Everything's just energy, and it's just like this expansive, vast, limitless, yeah, energy thing which is just going on here in this universe, which is still always expanding, and just, yeah, and understanding ourselves that we're just like part of this big sea or big, um yeah, I get it somehow. So losing ourselves in the vastness of the universe. Easy. So detach from the
Yes.
personality.
Well, also at some point, I need to tell you the story about when I merged with all that is in
Yeah,
Bali, right before I met you. I don't know if that's
yeah.
now or later, but that is
Go for it. Go for it.
well. So I think I told you about my friend Tracy that passed, right? And I would say hi to all the I think you even said hi to some butterflies with me, and we were like, "Hi,
Yeah, because
Tracy."
yeah, I know. I mean, I never officially found my spirit animal, but I picked one a couple of years ago with a friend, and this is also a butterfly. So we were
Oh,
meditating. Yeah, yeah. We were
wow.
meditating in Vietnam on a temple and looking in the forest. And when we opened our eyes, when the timer went off, like there were so many butterflies, and we were both just in awe and saying, "This is our spirit animal." So since then, also butterfly is my spirit animal, like the official one. But I think it's actually a different one. I think it's time to find out the real one also now.
But again, it's something that you kind of let come to you. Like I wasn't like I wanted to be but I just kept seeing them, and then that I was like, okay, that's my friend Tracy.
Yeah,
But what I didn't know was I knew it. I thought it was Tracy, and she
yeah,
would come around and times I needed her a lot, like when I was emotionally going through it at yoga, or even there's a lot of butterflies outside my apartment, and it's like this is so home and comforting to me. But with
yeah,
my friend, I found out I have the friend from Dr. Joe who I've been keeping in touch with all the time, who's a psychic. And I didn't know that until recently. And the me, her, and this other girl um, are communicating on Marco Polo. And she told the other girl that her grandfather's coming in the symbol of John Deere because she's that brought that up. And then she
mm,
all of a sudden had like a impromptu reading with her where she was like, this is what he's trying to tell you, this is what he wore, this is what he said, this you need to point, she's like, you need to take close, and she kept telling both of us this in like a week leading up to this, like pay more attention to your signs, not just, oh, I see a butterfly, cool, like what am I thinking, what am I seeing, what am I doing during that time, right? And then you're like, you'll get more of a message. So a couple of days ago, Amber said to me, when I brought up the butterfly again, and I said, Oh, I did the Spartan race, and there was a guy that at one obstacle, I saw a guy had a chest tattoo that was a butterfly. So I
Yeah.
finally took it, stopped to myself, and said, "All right, I need to look around. What else is going on? Be more aware." And then I looked around, and as soon as I did, someone else ran by with another butterfly tattoo, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And then as
Wow.
soon as I was like, "Oh my God, too," and then as soon as I saw that, a butterfly flew right by me, and I was like, "What is this trying to tell me?" But I was in the middle of a race. So that all happened, and I went on with the race. And then after the race, we got lunch. And I kid you not, my friend that I ran the race with has a giant butterfly tattoo on her leg and a butterfly phone case. And I was just like, oh my God, what is happening? So I brought it up to Amber and I told her all this. And then she had already mentioned to me, like, she said, okay, she goes, I'm looking over here because I wrote down the notes. She said, that I want you to know, Nicole. She goes, I just have to do this for you. I just have to connect the dots. Tracy is communicating with you. That is her. She is communicating with you. And she's been trying to, and now you're seeing that. And just know that she is. And she's like, I'm not going to tell you anymore right now. Just know that and be aware of it. And just say, oh, this is Tracy communicating. I'm listening every time it happens. And I was like, oh my God. And then I was already blown. You're kind of fluttering your eyes like a butterfly right now. It's adorable.
It's true.
Uh,
I'm crazy
so
now.
she told me that, and I was like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. Like, she's been communicating with me for like a while now. And then I shared with her a story that I don't know if I told you this or not. This was like maybe 2 or 3 days before I met you. And there was a point at the very end of me staying at Soulshine the last day when I was trying to go do yoga. Yeah, it was the last night I was there. I was trying to go do yoga before I got a massage. And this amazing music and the togetherness lamp, you've been there, right? Kept playing. The DJ was playing this really good music. And I just literally couldn't get myself to walk away from the music. So I just kept going toward it. And I was the only one there, and I was thinking how beautiful. You know how much I love this hotel. I was thinking
Yeah.
how
So good.
beautiful it is,
So beautiful.
how amazing everything was. I was just overloaded, overwhelmed with gratitude and like a sense of awe of everything around and all the magic that had happened before that. And then I sat on the spinny chair, and I felt like a little kid again. And I had this moment where I felt like a little kid, and it was almost like I had like a near death experience, like in the sense of it felt like my life flashed before my whole eyes and everything was happening like all at once. Like I can't even explain. It's like, and I saw a butterfly and I was like, oh my God, it's Tracy. And I had like a childhood flash, and it was all just like, I don't even know. It's like beyond words, right? It's beyond the senses. And I was just like, I can't believe this is real. This is all really. And as soon as I said that, and I was like, Tracy, they started playing our song together, which was, I Want It That Way, because we went to Backstreet Boys. And then I just lost it. I was like, oh my God, she's here. Something's happening. And I just dropped down to my knees, like on the floor, crying in like devotion and love and gratitude. And I was just like, I literally was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it was like overwhelming. And I not only I went to journal it, but it was too much, and audio recorded it, and I found the audio recordings last night, and it was literally I'm like sobbing while Backstreet Boys is playing in the background, and I'm just like, oh my God, my soul! It just feels like my soul's merging with everything, and Tracy just flew by, and I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know, but I was saying all this right, and I was just then the DJ played a song about butterflies right after that, and I was just like, oh my God, and I was just overjoy over everything, right? And so I shared that story with Amber. I was like, oh, here's a fun little butterfly story. I brought that up after she's communicating. And then she wrote back to me and she goes, Nicole, this is what she said. Ah, so crazy. She goes, when that happened, when that moment happened and you were spinning on the chair with the DJ, you energetically opened your heart and invited Tracy in to be with you. And she literally goes, like, as she's saying this to me, she's like, Tracy's telling me this right now. And she's like, what happened was Tracy's energy body merged with your energy body to give you a taste of the all. And you merged with her and it left an imprint on you that energetically leveled you. First she said, oh, that healed you, that this, and then she goes, oh wait, no, she's saying level up. It was to level you up in your life, in your energy. It drastically shifted me into a new dimension, a new reality, a knowing that's closer to the truth, to the all that is, to everything. And I didn't, this was just happened like a day ago. She shared this with me. And she goes, that energetic shift happened in me because we merged and I asked her to join. And then she came back on the video and said to me, wait, I have a correction of how she wants me to explain this. Tracy did a coherence healing for you from the other side, which is something we do in Dr. Joe. Yeah. So she said that's the best way I can describe it. Her energy came in and just corrected or shifted or moved whatever I needed in my heart to move me into the life that I desire. And it came because I was open to it. And I was like, oh my God, that makes sense. That's how I felt in that moment. Like I was merged with everything. And then I just was like, holy crap. And I just re listened to her, Amber, saying that last night. And then I found my audio recordings and it was almost like verbatim what I said. Like it was like, I felt like I merged with everything and Tracy was there and I was connected to everything. And it was just how everything really is. And it was just like, and Amber just felt that because she could feel energy. And when I told her that story, she felt me in that time. And she said she saw what was happening in her mind's eye for me. Isn't that so beautiful?
So beautiful.
So then she also told me that Tracy's excited that I've realized that we're communicating and to lean into that more because she's like my gatekeeper in the sense of like whenever I'm unsure or I'm feeling lonely in the 3D or I want to connect to more, to call her in and ask her to bring me deeper because she's someone I trust on the other side and she's a strong person that is able to like reach me.
I think like your personal spirit guide.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Gatekeeper, I think Gatekeeper has a little bit of the energy of constriction and like it's Gatekeeper, right? But I think it's yeah, maybe your guide. It's just your
Yeah,
spirit
it's
guide.
more like
Like what?
a gate opener, even
Gate
though it's not
opener.
a
No keeper. It's true. So she's your butterfly shaped gate opener guide. I love it.
yeah. Isn't that cool though? And
Yeah.
that was literally right before I met you, like 2 days. And that's when all the, like everything was just, like you probably remember, I was just in awe of everything around and I knew that
I know.
it was just like, I just couldn't believe that she could see that. And like, that's why I went and got my journal out too. And I was reflecting and I was just like, holy crap, it's all connected. And yeah, it was just
Yeah.
such a great.
Honestly, gratitude is also such a big thing, also for manifestation. But yeah, thank you for sharing the story. And it's interesting what also happens in those contexts. I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, I was like my eyes turned into a butterfly at some point. But then, but then also I got kind of tired, and then I needed to yawn, but I didn't want to. And usually, what happens is like in a usual coaching session for example as well, then also it's a process which is a back and forth, right, where we're together in this moment, and I could feel also just by you sharing this story from your heart, also things just shifted in me because yawning, right, that's a usual typical sign of the body just releasing and relaxing, of course, and it happens a lot in coaching sessions, especially if yeah, embodiment is a big part, right? So thank you also for the uh like coherence healing session. Yeah, also with Tracy.
Because we're connected through our gold string between our hearts, so you felt it.
Yeah. And so I kind of got a glimpse of Tracy as well now. Cool. Thank you.
We're all
Ah,
we're all that's the so there's my point. We're part of that. We're part of all that is. It's just an illusion, a veil. It's this ego, it's this
yeah.
construct that's around all of that, but that's what we really are.
Yeah. what's something you expect now from reality which used to feel impossible?
It used to feel uncomfortable.
Impossible.
I mean, I know that nothing's impossible. Every single thing is possible. Literally everything and anything.
Yeah. A recent
Sleeping like a normal person.
sleep,
That's
sleeping nerd.
for me. It
Ah,
still is like, God, I wake up early too.
my question came back. Amazing. Thank you. So, because I had the question before, how does telling other people about manifestations, our manifestations, um, impact them? Should we? So let's take the money goal we're talking about. Let's say telling people that I want or I will or whatever um, achieve it. Is it a good thing or is shouldn't we do that? And I have my own answer to that as well already, but while talking, but I'm very interested how you see that because I guess you told people before you won my Majesty or Your Majesty. You told people before, I think. I gotta win that.
Um, I actually don't have a firm answer on this because I sometimes wonder that too, if it's like this is a sacred thing, I should keep it for me and just channel it without sharing it. But I think that I am more of the mindset that it doesn't matter. Almost actually, the more people you tell, the more real it is. I'm saying I'm Miss Hawaii. I'm that for everybody. That's already creating it. It's, and I don't kind of feel that way. Like a lot of my friends were already calling me Miss Hawaii before I won. And it was already like, oh, I'm not
Yeah.
that yet, but yes, I am, And even as soon as I won Miss Hawaii, people already started calling me Miss USA. And then I was like, all right, well, then I guess I'm doing Miss USA next year. So I don't think I don't know that there's a science to that. I don't know what the answer is for certain.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I have the answer, I think.
yeah, what's yours?
It depends. So it depends on the people you're surrounded with, it depends on your own mindset, and it depends on your own emotional maturity, probably. And because the people you're around, if people around us are affirming everything and are saying, hey, I can see you, I can totally see it in you, you are that already, then it's amazing. But if you have people around us who are doubting us and telling us, oh, yeah, it doesn't work, and nah, for sure, and they pulling us down, then don't tell it to those kind of people. So that's number one, I would say. Then also, when we're thinking about our own mindset, so if we think telling people creates so much pressure that we can't detach anymore from the outcome, or that we can't like enjoy the journey and all the stuff. If you're more the kind of people, maybe that's something introvert, or I don't know, maybe not. No, it's not. Um, but if it puts pressure on us, it's also probably not good. And then also in terms of emotions, because even though it would put pressure on us, and even though other people would, that's
What?
interesting. And even though other people would try to drag us down, but we have the emotional maturity to alchemize all those emotions and all those things which are going on in a way that, okay, I see there is a doubt. And if someone puts a doubt, like if someone says you can't achieve it, and there are different ways to react to that. If it still has an inner so if it resonates, so if I would think it's completely untrue, I wouldn't be bothered. But if it resonates somehow, if it affects me, then there is something still in my energy system which needs to be worked through, I would say, because if it's not, it's making the manifestation harder. Does it make sense? Or should I elaborate a little bit?
I understood the first part about the people. You kind of lost me on the last section.
Okay, okay. Let's say like this. Um, so what is and please jump in here. So in my world, what is blocking manifestations? Limiting beliefs, emotions which are stuck in our system. Let's say just in general not being on the frequency, or yeah, not being tapped in and embodying the frequency of the goal already achieved. So this is like everything which is blocking that is not doing good for our manifestations. And
Right.
other people are always mirrors, right? Other people are
Mm-hmm.
always mirrors. And if someone else says something or mirrors something back which affects me, let's say, I think maybe, yeah, that's not possible, or maybe you should get another job, or maybe that's not working, whatever, and it affects me, this means that there is still on a mental or emotional level something um, like in here,
Yeah.
right? Which
I,
is blocking the manifestation,
yeah. That makes
or
sense.
could be blocking the manifestation or putting it in the future. So telling people and actually having people who are criticizing us, and then um, let's say from yeah, kind of dragging us down can be a gift as well.
Because it gives you the
Because
opportunity to that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But then it has to be like very conscious process of really working through those kind of things, and then growing a lot. So I think telling people could be the path of um, speeding this up, but it also needs, so we need more, probably we need the time for those kind of things. So that's also a big part of consciousness and entrepreneurship, right? We can't just always do and expect uh, to do those kind of things. We need the time and space to work through emotions, be with ourselves, and all this stuff. Um, yeah.
Agree. I think that, yeah, that's a
Ooh.
good. It is who you're telling. It's so true who you're telling though, because there's so many people in my world here in Hawaii that I've
Yeah.
just distanced myself from because it no longer feels aligned, because they don't get this conversation that we're having. It
Yeah.
doesn't make them bad people. They're not even negative. They're just not on the same consciousness journey. Where like when I say things, sometimes it's just over their head. Sometimes it sounds woo woo. Or
Yeah.
certain people, yeah, are kind of like, there was a guy that I said I was going to win the pageant, and he was like, "No, you're not. They only pick local Hawaiian girls." And I was like, no, like my friend won last year. She was blonde, and he was such a dick about it. And I just
Yeah.
stopped hanging out with him because I was like, it wasn't just that. There were so many things that he like talked down to me about. And then when I did win, and I saw him like a week or two later, he was like, "Oh my god, I'm shocked. They never pick like." My friend who was not Hawaiian ran, and she was perfect, and they didn't pick her. And I'm like, "What are you saying about?" And I was just like, "I'm not hanging out with this person anymore. Like, you're just rude." Like,
Yeah.
and he doesn't believe in spirituality whatsoever. He, whenever I even have a second of this, he's like, "Oh, that's woo woo. That's that." I'm like, "Fine, keep working your ass off and being your ego self." You know. But then when I was around the whole Dr. Joe tribe, every single conversation was like this. The second, like it was almost like the way when you and I met. It was just like like so many stories with everybody, because you're in a room full of believers, and then the energy is automatically amped up.
Do you know what happened? So I'm just remembering where we met and what we did after we met. So we went to go pizza because you said you're the pizza queen, and now you're Miss Hawaii. So you became, you you leveled up from pizza queen to Miss Hawaii. Isn't
Yeah,
that funny?
pageant queen. That's what I
Pizza, pizza,
actually.
pizza to pageant queen. That's such a good. Honestly, that's such a good book of title book for a no title for a book. From pizza
Who
queen to
doesn't know
pageant.
what it means? Who knows what a pizza queen is?
Yeah, I mean it's catchy, right? It's catchy. Like,
I
oh yeah, pizza queen.
I think it will be one of my chapters. Like the chapter on winning Miss Hawaii will be from because I actually used that as my unique fact in the pageant because you have to share stuff about you. That was like my on my
Really?
bio.
So cool. I think it's amazing because for me this reflects just the big shift of the lifestyle you had. Because even though we didn't talk a lot about this time, but I think the pizza princess, whatever, the pizza princess time was a very different one, where we were still a lot in the like 3D hustle. You were working in sales. You had just had such a big different lifestyle. And honestly,
Yeah.
this is I would love, probably that's too much for this talk now, but I would love to I would love to talk with you about um the whole shift from being in the hustle to now being in this different mode. Because that's also, and you're also an entrepreneur, right? And you're also like me, I've also been in sales, you've been in sales. We both had yeah, like C-level positions, or let's say director positions or something like this. So we have a similar lifestyle or a similar journey. And I think it's so interesting because there are many people who are on this journey and could be on this journey and don't. Yeah, I think it's a good topic, but let's put this aside right now. I think we could talk
It's
for
a good topic.
ages. Yeah, we could talk for ages if we start that now.
It's 113, your favorite number. Um
Yes. Oh, that's a sign. That's a sign here.
yeah. Yeah. But no, also the pizza queen was so tied to my like party lifestyle and like drinking
Yeah.
and then getting drunk pizza. Like, yeah, totally. Different life, different time. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But
Why
I
did?
do probably have to go soon because it's getting late over here.
Yeah, let's do this. I also feel this. Why didn't you say pizza princess? Sounds cooler than queen. Pizza princess is like PP.
Well, a pizza princess was my Instagram name and I called myself the pizza princess. But then I won the pizza 5K races. I told you about that, right?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, so that the title says Nicole Miranda is deemed the pizza queen because it was Pizza King and Pizza Queen that was what the prize gave you. So I was the pizza princess and then I formally became the pizza queen.
That's so funny.
Didn't you see that video that I made with the when I was applying to be a pizza taster?
What?
Oh,
No.
okay. It's like I'll send it to you. It's a 1 minute video. I think you saw it. It's a 1 minute video I
Wow.
made years ago. I reposted it recently with a pageant, and I said maybe you didn't. I reshared it, and it was like me applying to be a pizza taster for this pizza oven. And it was me explaining like why I should win. And the story was, well, hi, I'm Nicole Miranda, and I really love pizza. You could say I'm kind of obsessed. Around here, they know me as the pizza princess because and that was until I started winning pizza races, and then I became the pizza queen. So cheesy. Ended.
I love it. Send it over.
Oh well.
Send it over. Cool. Yeah, it's
We'll
true. Yeah, because you're in Hawaii and it's
11
11
p.m.
already in Hawaii.
Yeah.
11 a.m. So PM. So yeah, that's a good one. It looks with the light you put on, it looks like it's during the day. It's crazy.
Oh, really? I do have some bright lights in here. It's very dark
Yeah, yeah.
outside.
So
That's,
well set up
oh wait,
studio.
that's the outside.
Yeah,
Dark.
yeah.
Darkness.
Dark, 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 dark.
I didn't even put my ring light on.
Oh, but aren't you now trained to like meditate and talk 15 hours straight after you went to Dr. Joe?
What do you mean?
No, because all the retreats Joe puts on and also other people like Tony Robbins and stuff, they usually have like 15 hours a day retreats or something.
Am I
No?
trying? Oh, our retreat. Oh, the days were long there. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean the day was very long.
Started 6 a.m. and didn't get done until 8 p.m. or something. Yeah, it
Okay.
was long.
Yeah, I was just joking, but yeah, let's finish soon. So, um, how what time would feel when do you want to finish? Then I know how many questions I can still ask. Give me a deadline.
Oh my goodness. You never have time to talk this long. What's happening with you? Don't you have work to do?
Uh, no, I'm retired.
Yeah, you're right. You're retired and you're already a billionaire.
Yeah, billionaire.
Oh yeah, billionaire Nicholas can just talk all day. That's who we're tapping into.
No, so
I'm
so how long? Let's say 5 minutes or two
I was
minutes?
gonna give you 20.
1 minute?
I said 20.
20. Oh wow, so long. Okay, I think let's stop maybe maybe let's stop a little bit earlier. But let's see. Okay, I know. Good. One question I have, because we're spiraling off from the process, like losing us completely, getting connected to everything, and floating around. Then tune in the heart and brain, so kind of make it coherent, heart brain coherence.
Yep, have the energy linked balance between them. And
Yeah,
then the thought sends a signal out, the heart draws it in with a feeling.
yeah. And this is the part where I wanted to ask, because how do you actually visualize it in a way, like or how do you do it? I mean, this drawing in, like sending it out from the mind and drawing it into the heart. How does it work?
Well, you think about whatever that thing is that you want, that you're desiring, that you want to achieve, and yeah, it's not really that complicated. For me, at least, I like start to visualize it. Like I that's like what I said with the pageant. Like I even okay, I want to manifest another check for $53,000. So what do I picture when I'm thinking about that? I start to think, okay, and this I learned from the magic book. It's like picturing myself receiving an actual check, picturing who I'm gonna tell. Like I'm obviously gonna go straight to my WhatsApp and be like, "Oh my God, Nicholas, it worked! I got the third check for $53,000." How is that gonna feel? How's my voice? And you're gonna like, I've even envisioned this, like you responding to me being like, "Of course you did. You're the manifestation." So it's like, how are the people that you're gonna tell going to react? How are you gonna communicate it to them? Um, how are you gonna feel when it first happens? My dad, who's such like a not a non-believer, but like he always just thinks all these things I do is crazy. I picture myself telling him and being like, "Oh my God, Nicole, I just can't believe it. You got a check for 50." Like and then what am I gonna spend it on? And I visualize like, okay, I'm gonna go back to Dr. Joe's retreat in December. I had this other retreat I kind of wanted to go to in Kauai in September. Then just like I picture the feeling of me being comfortable and not have to worry about hustling because that just pays my bills for the next few months too, you know? So that's a money example, but yeah, just all the feelings of that that thing. That's well, that's more the thought and the visualization, and then the elevated emotions is the excitement, the enthusiasm, the gratitude, the just feel it like it's really happened. Pretend that it has happened because somewhere it did. So then you're connecting to that frequency. And the
Okay, so
stronger you feel that emotion, the faster you draw it in. And that's why you don't have to worry about time. And the more often you practice this, the faster you can draw it in.
I get it now. So the bringing it to me, the heart brings it to me by feeding the emotion.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Because I was thinking about a practice which is called energy pulling, basically, and where you do a visualization of yeah, it's a different thing, different topic. Anyways, okay. Hmm. Thinking about if there's any other question. Hmm.
Channel with your butterfly eyes over there. Oh, it's so cute.
If
Bring
you
magic gratitude.
Also, and now this. So
Activate your crown chakra. Activate it.
activating crown chakra and then sprinkling gratitude over us. Great.
All right.
Because gratitude is a big manifestation secret actually. Yeah. It's a big manifestation secret. Yeah, and somehow I don't have a specific question right now, but it's more um like, or maybe it is a question. And I think it's even a question you get asked at the end of the pageant, which is a very funny word. Um, what, what, what?
Natalie did the same thing. She couldn't pronounce it.
I know, it's so funny.
It's just
Um,
funny for you Europeans.
in this context we are here right now and talking about manifestation, maybe what's your like wish for the world, for other people, for yeah. Why is this topic so dear to your heart? And I have one more thing I'm reminding right now. Yeah. What is your wish for the world, Miss
My
Hawaii?
wish for the world is that everybody can realize that they can do this for themselves. That you can heal, you can clear out the noise, and you can literally create whatever life you want. You can be like anyone at any time, anything. And I want everyone to feel as good and have be living like a fulfilling life the way I finally am.
That's a
Even
really good one.
my reel that I made recently about like going from being literally rolling in the mud to glammed out and having my like we don't have to be put in a box. Like we can one day we can be this, one day we can be that. Like can do anything at any time.
Yeah, you did a Spartan race. I saw that. You did a Spartan race and then yeah, next minute you're on stage or something doing something beautiful. Um, but isn't that just like a mud mask? Isn't that a thing also for beauty stuff? Like putting
What?
putting mud on the face. So it's also a beauty treatment, isn't it? The Spartan
Yeah,
race.
so that was practically a beauty treatment.
Cool. I know that you always have amazing S bombs, and you also dropped a lot of S bombs, and I'm so grateful that we took the time here at your night and in my day. And I learned a lot, honestly. So
Oh,
you definitely switched my mindset in terms of how I see manifestation, and also yeah, made it more real and applicable for me. Not more real. I think I probably got everything I need. If not, I will text you then and then ask.
you're welcome. That was about $3,000 worth of a Dr. Joe retreat summed up into hour and a half phone call. So when you become a billionaire, you can kick some of that back to me.
So true. Oh, now you get a gift from me.
Ooh.
And so, because I realized that you want to manifest now the third time the same amount of money. What's going on there?
Oh, it was the universe was celebrating for us that
Yeah,
I
I was
got it.
celebrating. We could, I don't know, is it this one here?
Wait,
I don't know.
oh, they knew. They knew.
They knew. I don't
Yeah,
know what happened.
made it happen.
So my question is to you, which limiting belief is right now keeping you from putting a different number? Can be any number, but I mean a different number.
It's interesting that you asked that because I actually asked Natalie at one point if I should keep tuning into 53,000 because that would be like three would be like, okay, oh my God, three in a row. Because that's like my number, right? Even Soulshine had 53,000 followers when I was staying there. There's been so many things with 53. So it's kind of like my lucky numbers slash are part of the. I think also if we dive deep into numerology, have something to do with the Fibonacci ratio, but that's another topic for now.
Oh, wow. 5 plus 3 is 8, and that's the
Yeah,
number of healing and bringing worlds together and all this stuff as well. So, yeah. Good one. It's a
And
good one.
yeah, 8 is infinity, and it's also my lucky
Infinity,
number. So I
abundance.
have a lot. 538 is, yeah, it's like a,
Okay, I get
but
it.
also there was part of me that's like, maybe it's taking so long, not so long, but it hasn't come yet, and it's been almost a year, right? That since the last one, and I'm like due for it. And but I can't put a time restraint on, and I know that. But where is it going with this? 53. Oh, I was like, maybe the universe is telling me to ask for more because, to your point, like, yeah, why am I only asking for $53,000?
Yeah, because I think there's still a little bit of like not believing in there. Because the reason why you said three in a row, I don't know, maybe not believing, but a little bit of, yeah, it has a taste. Let's say it like this. Or I need three times in a row the same number so that I can finally believe that it's happening. That's a little bit the belief which
So
was
I don't
behind
think
that.
it's not so much for me to believe that it's happening. It's to show other people that
Ah,
it's happening and create a workshop around it. I feel that three checks for that within a year and a half, 2 year time span, it proves it's not. I know it's not a coincidence. It proves to the non-believer this is not a coincidence.
I get it.
Two
But
is like, not that it's happened. Yeah, that was kind of my theory, was like third time, and then it's just like we create a whole program around it. And I asked Natalie if I should change it, and she was like, "No, it takes the universe time to work these things out. So keep tuning
yeah.
into that one."
Yeah, if you want, we can yeah, chat about this also a little bit more. And I think, yeah, I know, I get it. I get it.
Why do you think I should be asking for a different number?
No, 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 no. Because no, I think this is the right number, or it feels right that this is the right number right now.
Yeah, and then when I
I
get
was,
that one, we go for like $5.3 million.
yeah, the only reason why I was questioning the number because you said, oh yeah, by the way, 3K retreat and all this stuff, and I thought, okay, why not call in more now, um, or just a different number, but now it makes sense.
I think I also, to be honest, I don't need that much money. Like, what, I don't have some, like, Natalie made that like a really good point to me in one of our last readings, that she was like, okay, granted, I haven't been like making so much money this year, but what she's like, you're saying, oh, I can't keep not making enough money. And she's like, that's not true. Like, basically, I don't know if she can see my bank account energetically, but she knows that I'm not struggling, right? It's not like there's like 5 grand in there, and by the end of the year, it's like, oh my God, I'm not gonna be able to pay my bills. And she was like, energetically, you saying that you can't be making, it's wrong, you're lying. And I was like, that's a good point. It is like, no lack. Like, I can't be coming at it from a sense of lack. Like, I need to, unless I have some huge project, there is no lack right now. I'm doing everything I want, like, I'm comfortable.
And I think this is a beautiful way to maybe round that up, and maybe also to give a little bit of um, an insight which I got from you and Stanford.
Okay.
So, because I recently watched a video from a guy from Stanford who also talks about manifestation, and it's a very short one. And one of the things he talks about there is that, and he breaks it down in like a very 3D world, like the reticular activating system is just focusing on all those kind of things, whatever. Anyways, one very true thing is, um, you said before that becoming Miss Hawaii also was for you important because that's for you a representation of being the divine feminine, or stepping more in the divine feminine, right?
Hmm.
And this is also a thought which is, or like an intention which is a little bit beyond you. It's not only that you want to become or be the divine feminine. I also know that it's very linked to your mission of what you want to put out in the world. So having something which is a little bit greater than or is greater and linked to something outside and something higher of, oh, I just want this thing because I want to buy something there's again something yeah, like a new car or something. This is also one part which I feel makes manifestation easier and like hitting more home on different levels in terms of elevated emotions because it really moves us, right? So
Point.
yeah,
Because that one of the other expenses that I want to use that money for is the editor for my book and the expenses involved with that, which the book
nice.
will impact a lot of people.
Yeah, you, I, I hope your book will come out soon. So universe, sprinkle a little bit of
So all of our YouTube subscribers can go buy it after they see this podcast.
100%. We'll link it in the bio.
Hey, the video I just did before this with my friend, we had to do something similar because we're doing this promo for his boat, and I had to be like, "All right, if you want to be invited to more of these VIP parties, drop VIP in the comments."
So
Uh,
yeah, if you want more manifestation secrets and a guide, drop manifestation in
and
the.
follow Instagram at Hawaii350H.
We need to link that. Yeah. Say it again. Hawaii 350H. There you go. Thank you,
That's how
Nicole.
Germans pronounce it.
Yeah. Thank you, Nicole, for your time, for giving up your beautiful regained sleep, because you're now sleeping like a normal person again after your meditation, and the normal person thinks it's late now. So thank you
True.
so much. Sleep well,
Me.
and I'm grateful for the time you took and the wisdom and the S-bombs you dropped.
Oh, I can't wait to hear all your manifestations come true.
There you go.
Also, I saw that Axel wrote his book.
Yeah, he published it now.